Hey guys, welcome back to Chatman's videos. Today I'm just going to try something a little different. This is not a tutorial video, but kind of just, I guess, something that explains and shows the difference between putty. I'm going to be sitting on the opposite end of the camera a little bit later, and I'll go work with the putty. So what we'll start with here is, just to show you guys, I primed the Danes lift, and after it's primed, you're going to see some of those three ribs there. I want to see if I'm able to just kind of smooth that out, and I'm going to add additional putty and see if I can just make it more flush. And to do that, I'm going to use epoxy putty, which is something I used in the past. This cost $10, and I picked it up from Crystal Mall. I think it's called Toys Planet at Crystal Mall. I actually buy a lot of my Gundam kits and my paints and supplies from them. I don't get any sponsorship, so I'm just gonna announce it right now. I don't get any sponsorship. I don't even get any discounts from them. But I go there and and locally, I've noticed that they have the cheaper prices than some of the other stores, so that's why I go there. This one is the smooth surface. There's another box which is green and yellow. That is fast drying. This type of putty, actually, let me just open it. It comes in two pieces, and you need to cut it. They're malleable or they're soft, so it's like Play-Doh. You mix the two together, and then it hardens. I'm hoping with this, I went with smooth surface instead of the quick dry because I'm not really familiar with using this. I haven't used these in over 10 years. So I wanted to make sure I had time to play with it and try to mold it around this better rather than having it dry on me quickly. I'm also going to use this Mr. White Putty from Mr. Hobby. Tamiya has an equivalent where it is toothpaste-like, and you just squeeze it out of a tube. I use this right now on here and also on the inside of the sword handle, which, as you can see, does not look very good. It's better than having the hole, but again, I'm not really familiar and skilled using this, so I might actually just apply some more on the inside. Let me see if I can get this focus. So even though I filled it in, I need to fill some more. So I'm hoping to work with that. And same thing with this. And then just wanted to show you guys the difference, so you can decide if this is something you want to try in the future, if you want to buy it. This Mr. White Putty, I bought, I think it was $4.99, and I actually got this from Racing Devil at Aberdeen, also a store that is no one sponsors me, so these are just places that I like to buy things locally. Yeah, like I said, this was $5, so that's when I purchased this, and this, as you can see, was 10. And we'll play around with it and see what I can do. I'm actually going to use this tool, which I purchased a while ago. It's also from Mr. Hobby. The reason I'm using this is it's flat. It's kind of like, I don't know what those things you call when you're building houses. Like when you scrape things, I forgot what the name of that tool is. But I'm going to use this because it's flat, and I'm going to try to use it to smooth it all out and see if I can get a better... Oh, sorry, the light is shaking because I'm moving the table, but I'm trying to see if I can get a better surface on it. This one is a little bit rough. And I'll probably use the white putty on the tip because it's less, and then use the epoxy putty up here. And so let's see how that goes. Okay, I'm just going to go to the other side now. What I got is I just got a plastic, one of my old plastic paint cups. And I wrapped it with some saran wrap. Because this is plastic and this is going to dry and crust, I just thought it'd be easier to clean up if I just squirt it into the saran wrap afterwards, and then I can just fold it. crusty, so squirts out. And yeah, I hate how this just keeps oozing out because it's actually toothpaste is actually thicker than this, so just scrub this off. And it's not that easy to work with, to be honest. I actually really hate it. But yeah, it's floppy, I mean, if you have skills and you're in the contracting industry and this is like, oh yeah, simple. Hey man, give me some tips because I suck at this thing. This does have a strong smell. Maybe I'm just too scared of it drying and having to clean it off, and maybe that's why I'm making mistakes with using this, but also I'm doing it on the opposite side, so sometimes I keep twisting it to face me so I can see better. It looks like one of my lights are dying. But yeah, this is not fun. Part of me regrets even trying this, but I guess unless you try it, you're never going to learn, right? It takes practice to make perfect. So let's try that out. And okay, so yikes, that's ugly. Let's get some. Just clean this off. So that the garbage. Get another. It's actually taking some of the paint off. Oh geez, that was not smart. So in my attempt to clean it up, I'm actually making a bigger mess. But like I said, practice makes perfect. You learn from the mistakes. And I'm going to just let that dry and then sand and file that off. I'm going to take a big dollop of it now. Going to apply it here. This is actually drying a lot quicker than I like, so I'm just going to change the light a little bit, which is one of the things why I originally didn't want to use the quick drying, because I know I'm not good at it, and quick drying is just kind of putting a little bit more pressure on me to try and do something with it. And as I'm talking, I'm hoping to remind myself to take my time, because when you rush is when mistakes are made, right? Clean this off again. Sorry if I moved that out of the camera lens. Okay, so that's what I'm going to leave there for now with the stuff here. I'm going to pause it and change my light bulb. But just so you guys can see while I'm doing that, that looks horrendous. Okay, so as I was mucking around, I actually found my old box, which, as you can see, actually was also $9.99. And this thing is probably 20 years old. No, no, no. This definitely is in its teenage years, and this is what they used to look like. And oh, so yeah, my family just came home, so if there's some noise, I apologize in advance. It comes in yellow and white, but it's because it's so old, it's hard to mold together. So my new one, and this is the quick type that I was talking about. So now I've got the two pieces cut out, and I'm just gonna mold them together now. I'm gonna try and use it to seal some of those lines here. And then I also just decided to take out an old rifle, and I found an old GM head that I was originally working on, and we're gonna see if we can seal that up as well. But you're gonna have to mix these up. And well, this is, yeah, that's almost dry. And since I'm gonna have so much of this already, I'm gonna use it to just fill in some of those spaces. So it'll be fun to see how this turns out. Um, Stuff I'm definitely unfamiliar with, so see what this like. This is really sticky, so just put that there for now. I don't even know if I need that much. Oh, this is really sticky. And then just going to try my best to work it in while facing it off outward to you guys. Actually, it's not bad. And then I guess I'm really gonna have to sand and file this down once it hardens. Sorry, my kids are they got some new video games this weekend. They're playing Battlefront 2 and Super Mario Odyssey, and so I'm just letting them do their thing. But because it's just us at home, just left the door open. So if we hear them laughing, it's because kids are having a good time. So please, I apologize, but please bear with me on that. So got some extra parts. It's gonna stick out. I might carve it with a knife right now. What's kind of soft? Actually, let's try that. See if I can take off some of that excess. I primed it just so I can get a better view of how it all looked. That was good. And yeah, and if anyone watched this knows how to do a better job, please drop a comment. Give me some tips. I'm always open to learning because, you know, if you don't know what to do, don't be afraid to ask. Let's see if I can shrink that down a little. Some of you might think I'm crazy that I'm doing this experimenting on a P Bandai kit, but you know what? To me, it's just a kit. Just costs a little bit more, but it's not really that big a deal. And since I got all this extra, let's see if I can, because see, hopefully. The seam there. Maybe this stuff would seal the seam better and use this on the head instead. Let's see. Because it's got a giant hole here, that's for sure. Yeah, this is hard to work with. It's deciding to stick to my finger and not the kit. Maybe this will stick better now. Not bad. I'm gonna have to shave off. Actually, I'm gonna have to shave off this extra part here, which is sticking out, and then sand that down, see if it smooths out. But I had a pretty big gaping hole there because of the glue and this just being overall just being a much older kit. Something just fell out from the sky. So I'm gonna have to just sand that. Oh, pretty good actually. I like that. Not bad at all. And then yikes. So let's take this apart and do the same thing. Just gonna smear it all on the edges, let it ooze out from the cracks. I started this. If you haven't seen the video, I actually tried it. Made a video earlier. I called it the reclamation project, and it's basically this kit. I originally built it in the early 90s. The kit was originally made and designed in 1989, according to the box, and yeah. Naturally, being a teenager, not much practice and skill. Didn't do a very good job with it. So I cleaned off the paint, did all of those things. Oh, missed one area, darn. This is fun. And so let's clean some of this off too now. Scrape it. So yeah, kind of looks like that. And when that dries, we'll scrape it off, file it, and sand it, and then paint it and see how it looks. Alright, so that's it for today's video. I'm just going to do some cleanup work, and when it dries, let's see what happens tomorrow. Alright, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you haven't watched it, I do have the unboxing, doing a quick review, talking about the holes. My channel will have, I'm going to put some more Gundam videos up, some Star Wars videos. I'm actually thinking of adding a part 2 to talk about the panel lining, cleaning up with the markers and things like that. So stay tuned. See you again real soon. Thanks for watching, guys.